welcome back to my video diary of my experience as a background extra for season 5 of The Chosen. And in this video, I'm talking about what it's really like on set. Surviving, the waiting game, how you get your badging, how you make it onto the set, kind of how they organize everybody, the fan tent, the food, the bathroom, all the inside secrets to being a fan and a fan experience. And I know that some of you are signed up for season 6, and you may be also getting ready to go on set too and have your own experience, and you have a lot of questions. And if you haven't watched any of my other videos, I just want to encourage you that it's okay to be completely excited, fangirling, giddy over this experience. I know that season 6 is going to be a very reverent and very monumental time to be on set, but you can still get really excited and amp up. And for those who cannot go, I hope that you're appreciating these videos, and maybe your opportunity to be a background extra might be coming up, and this might help you be like, I didn't know I could be an extra, and so now you know. And if maybe that's not in your wildest dreams to do, like it has been for me, you can just see what it's like through my photos and my video. So in this video, I will be talking about what I said, what it's really like on set, and I just want to have a disclaimer for you because The Chosen films in 2 different locations. So sometimes they film in Utah and sometimes they film in Texas. And my experience was only in Utah. And my experience was also for 1 week during season 5. And so everything that I share in this video, I don't actually know what's happening for season 6. All right. So what it's really like on set for The Chosen, the fan tent, the food, and surviving the wait. All right. So also, I'm not recording. Oh, no, I am recording. Okay. So right from the beginning, first of all, you have to get there nice and early. You have to get there about 6:30 to check in. Now, some people are coming Monday and Tuesday. Some people are coming Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and some people are coming all week long. So you actually get the opportunity to meet new people every day. And so you have to go through security every single day. You have to check your bags, and then you're going to go into this great big white holding tent, which you can see here on the screen, this really large tent. Now, I don't actually know how many people were there. I want to say like 500 to 600 people were there. My numbers could be wrong. I'm not sure, but I was super impressed at the organization and them ready to receive us. Now, you are going to park in a parking lot. Now, I was told like you had to take everything in your bag for the day, and that parking was far. And I'm going to have an upcoming video that tells you everything that you should pack in your bag. But I want to reassure you, if you are coming to Utah, you do park in a field that's fairly close to the tent. So I don't want you to feel like you're not going to be very close. And so you can leave things in your car. You can leave a change of clothes, especially we went out after we would go filming. We went out to eat. Had I known that, I would have taken a change of clothes. You can also put some extra shoes in your car. I highly recommend taking an extra pair of shoes. You can take a blanket to keep a blanket in there. You're told in the costume guide that you should take a blanket in case you have to do a lot of sitting, which you can, but it's a lot of extra things to carry around. The other thing, and I'm going to talk about food a little bit later, is you could take a little cooler if you want to keep like some fresh fruit or veggies in there, because you don't get a lot of fresh fruit or veggies in your meals. So just remember that your car is close. And you can see from the image here, there's the big white tent, and the porta potties are also outside of that as well. All right, so now you're in the tent. And when you're in the tent, it's a big holding area. So first of all, you can see in these 2 pictures, I put my friend Shay and I were doing some Bible reading here because you do have to wait. You have to wait until your number is called or your color is called, which I'll tell you in a minute here. So there's things to do in the tent. First of all, you're meeting other fellow Chosen fans. You're getting to know them. You sit around these tables and tell where you're from, all of that fun stuff. Somebody brought a Bible, and everybody just like read the Bible nonstop and finished the entire Bible the whole time. And you can like put your name in there, different things like that. The picture on the left here was me taking a little nap and picnic. I took that blanket out into the field and just had some alone quiet time because there are a lot of people. And quite honestly, like it's a long day and you get a little tired. So you might be waiting a couple of hours. And I truly mean that. You might be waiting 2 or 3 hours before your next color, before your color group is called. And so if that happens, you just need to find things to do. I wanted to show you this next video, and I'm not going to play the sound to it yet, but I'll just play the video so that you can see inside the tent. You can see like those tables behind Mitch here, and I'll explain who Mitch is in a second. There's these tables with food. There's these big silver tin things that have drinks and water, and lots of all the food is included, and there's tons of seating for everybody, all of those things. So let me tell you about Mitch real quick since you see him on the screen. He's the one in charge of all of the background extras. I can't remember if he's a director, producer. I get the terms mixed up, so sorry. But he comes and he like coordinates us. He kind of tells us everything that we're going to be doing for the day. He sets the tone. He's the one who calls the colors. And in this video, what you're seeing is the extras created a song for him. So let me turn on the sound so that you can maybe hear it. You want us to ABC when you want us to walk and weave wherever you want. So I'm not sure if the sound is coming through, because sometimes you have to do something extra on this video for the sound to come through. But if you couldn't hear that, somebody super creative Chosen fan created this song about the green team being like a super fan. Anyway, it was awesome. So we all sang it. She gave us all lyrics. She printed them all out, and we were singing to him, and he was super happy that we sang him the song. And there's some like cute lyrics in there about what you do as an extra, which was super fun. And so anyway, so that's just like the fun stuff that happens in the tent. I wanted to tell you there's always snacks. If you're going on set, you can pack your own snacks, but there's constantly food and snacks inside of this tent. There's constantly sodas and waters and drinks, and they provide all of that. And everyone at The Chosen is very, very generous, very, very helpful. My bathroom tips for you is that you're going to be in porta potties. And so when you're in porta potties, and you have these long dresses and you have robes and you have scarves, like you got to be careful, right? And so there's plenty of toilet paper, they have wash stations, all of that, but you kind of semi undress before you go in the porta potty. The other thing that happens in the tent is there's merch. So bring your credit card or whatever on like day 1 or 2. There's usually a line and you can buy merchandise in the tent. So I'm hoping they have that again this year. I'm not really sure if they're going to have that. So that's a little bit about what's happening in the tent. I will stop sharing now for a second. And so there's food and snacks available. And I just wanted to talk to you about the food for a second. So food is included in your pass, and you either pick that you have food allergies or regular food. I just eat regular food. And so I just want to let you know that the regular food is very carb heavy. So you're going to have things like bagels and breakfast burritos, Chick-fil-A, sandwiches, the dinner that they send you home with, like a lot of pasta and things like that. It's just really carb heavy. It was actually really, really good and plenty of food. And like I said, tons of snacks. But if you had the food allergies, you got like some more of the fresh food. You just didn't get, like, it just depends on the allergies, like no meat and things like that for vegetarian. So about midweek, my group was like, we should have taken a small cooler to take some veggies and fruit and things like that, like yogurt. So if that's your jam, that's my recommendation for food. Now, as far as water goes, I'm not 100% sure if they recommend a water bottle. I can't remember that, but water bottles are heavy in your bag. They do constantly provide cold water for you on set. And so there's always cold water. They don't have like water stations. They're just using water bottles. So just keep that in mind. The other thing about the fan tent and being on set is they provide a ton of sunscreen because it's super duper hot. And so I just want you to know that's like the big bulk Costco kind of soft sunscreen. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. And I use like a special sunscreen for my face. So that is going to be in my video about what to pack, because you want to pack your own good sunscreen for your face or hands. But they will have sunscreen. They also have medical people in the tent, which is really nice and helpful. People might overheat or anything like that. One of my friends needed some moleskin, and so they're very, very helpful. So also just remember, we are in a tent, so it's kind of chilly in the mornings. You can wear long pants to stay warm depending on the weather. And then you want to bring maybe an umbrella in case it rained. It totally rained one day while we were there. You can bring an extra blanket if you're wanting to sit down, especially when you go on set. And I'm going to show you some pictures about that. If you want to sit and be comfortable, or like I said, you can keep a blanket in your car, which is what I did because one day I went out and took a nap. So those are some insider tips about the fan tent. I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint because I have some pictures for you about the fangirling experience. Now, I want to talk about being a fangirl because that's totally, what I feel like this is sometimes of us, is we're like super fangirling over The Chosen, or fangirling over this experience. And that's okay, as long as it's pointing you back to the Bible, right? It's exciting and joyful, and I think it's really awesome to be fangirling over things that are biblical and pointing us to Jesus. So anyway, being a fangirl and taking pictures. Oh, by the way, this photo that I have here is more about the color system. Oh, wait, I think that's where I'm mixed up. Let me find my slides. Okay, here we go. So, being a fangirl and being part of the experience is like making friends. And so that's what happened to me. I got to meet these amazing ladies on set. I didn't meet them before. I met Shay. She's the only one I had met before at Chosen Con. And so you're going to take all these fun group photos out in the field. You start to feel this sense of community, and everyone's a part of just something bigger. And it's super fun. Now, you can take as many photos as you want on set. I'm sorry, at the fan tent and in this field. So you can kind of see that we're doing this, and I'm going to play this video for you with no sound. This is where I'm kind of helping my friends learn how to take some of the fun poses. This one is called Victory Pose. And so we all took Victory Pose, and we're just having some fun, girl fun out in the field. Now, we're not allowed to take pictures on set. This is that Temple Mount at Utah, like when you get there. The Chosen will explain this when you're there. And we did get mixed messages. I just want to say that, because we got messages that you could take pictures while you were there, while you were in the holding area. And then it was made very clear that you're not supposed to take pictures there. So some of us do have pictures there because we didn't know right at the beginning. And then I also wanted to tell you that at the fan tent, some of the cast will come and take pictures with you. And so that's really fun as well. So you'll get to see some of those cast members come out and visit with you. So that was us. Here's a picture, one of my favorites. I know I've shared it before, where we all did Victory Pose out in Utah. And then I found this picture of Jonathan Roumie doing it, and I made a photo scrapbook of that. All right, so the next page I have for us is, let's see, where's my... Okay, so the color coding system. So I did want to tell you about that part. So let's do this here. So on this is the badge you'll get when you check in. You're going to get a badge and a colored lanyard. And that colored lanyard is the group that you are in. And so there's 3 groups. And again, this was the year that I went. I'm not sure how it'll be this year. There was like green, red, and blue. And then you're going to be called. So they'll say red group, you're up first. And you go film for 2 to 3 hours while green and blue stay back, right? And so you could be waiting for 2 to 3 hours. Sometimes they call 2 groups at a time, and sometimes they call all 3 groups. And so it just depends on what they need for what scenes. And I'm going to do another video to talk about some of the things that might frustrate you in being a background extra. And one of those things is like jealousy and envy, because you might think it's not fair. Like Red got to go first the previous couple of days, or they were there for 3 hours, or so on and so forth. And so you might just have these feelings about that. But anyhow, when you are finally called, you then go to the set, which is the picture on the right, which is this Temple Mount, and then you wait some more sometimes. And so you're waiting and you're sitting on this hard stone. And so if you decided to take your blanket with you and carried it, you could actually sit on your blanket there. But as you see from that photo, not a lot of people are sitting on their blankets or mats. So that's the holding area. Now I wanted to tell you, what do you actually do when you're a background? Like, what's the acting that you actually have to do, right? Mitch will explain what you need to do. When we went, we were pretending to be in the market. And so I have a little video here for you. And it's the same video I've been showing because I don't have a lot of footage of me on screen yet. But I'll just play this video and you can kind of see how we're just pretending we're in the market. And so one of the words that they say is ABC, always be crossing. And so as you can see, people are like crisscrossing in and out of one another so that we're not just walking parallel to one another. So you're always crossing in front of people, and you're just pretending to be in a market. Now this is, again, there's just the scenes I was a part of. I was a part of a ton of market scenes, just background people walking around shopping and different things like that. So you will be instructed by Mitch on what you're supposed to be doing. You will be moved around. Some of you will be picked to be in certain parts. Some of you will be moved out of scene depending on maybe what you're wearing or doing and things like that. And so they'll just move you around. And so I'm not sure what season 6 is going to look like what all the crowd scenes are going to look like. And I'm super excited for whatever happens there. But that's a little bit more inside the fan tent and on set. So hopefully you're getting excited about going. And I wanted to say that like it's an amazing experience. You have all these feelings, like this fangirl energy, especially when you like get to see the cranes and the lighting and the cameras and actors moving around and reading lines. Like it's super amazing to see. And then you have these moments of reverence, especially when they come talk to you about what the scene is. They don't tell you all the details, but hello, if you've read the book, you kind of know certain scenes are just like a little more reverent. And I remember in particular the flipping of the tables scene. Jonathan Rumi comes out and we're all just kind of giddy because we're just getting started, and he just immediately shouts like, get out of my house. Like he's just like getting in character and getting ready, and immediately like silenced the whole crowd, and most of us started just crying right away. So it's super reverent and just super humbling, and just a lot of unexpected moments just by being part of some of those scenes. The chosen cast and the staff are very, very generous. They're working very, very hard to, cattle all these people, these background people, and they just do as best as they can to help as many people as possible be comfortable by being on set for 12 hours. But anyway, if you get to be an extra, it is such a blessing. And just remember, it's okay to get excited. It's okay to be giddy about it and look forward to it. I can't wait to maybe meet you and see you on set, and just come prepared. Come and be flexible and be part of this really beautiful, amazing story and memorable experience. And I have a couple more videos coming up. One of them is like what to pack in your bag. I know, a really important video. And then the other one I have is 3 things that will make your experience fantastic. And then 3 things that are going to suck the fun right out of this amazing experience. So you don't want to miss that video. That's coming up soon. All right. Have a great time. Talk to you soon. Bye.